And we are live, people. We are live. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, for the critical thinkers, for the Manchester United fans who like to think about things, for the football fans all around the world. I hope everyone, as usual, is having a good time, has had a good day. Because today we have a lot of news, a lot of Manchester United news as usual to get through. So before we begin, people, smash the likes if you can, turn on your notifications and subscribe if you are new. The headlines for today's shows, should I say the headline for today's show is as follows. We, Manchester United, have signed a new player. Yes, people, there has been a new signing. Christian Orozco. Yes, remember that name. I try not to butcher the pronunciation. Christian Orozco has been signed by Manchester United and will join the club when he reaches age 18. He is a Colombian signing for the future. A lot of people are talking about this today, and we are going to get into the details of this new signing. Before we get into details, yes, guys, he is a defensive midfielder. So we have a new kid. Apparently, he is a future prospect. People are already comparing him to Makalele. So we are going to get into that today, people. Also on today's show, we have news about AMORIM being backed again. AMORIM being backed by stats. Yes, even more stats are circulating the internet, circulating the football world. And the stats are showing that AMORIM's all right. AMORIM's all right. We'll take a look at these stats. We'll have a look at what people are talking about in the Man United sphere. There's also news that Ruben Amorim does indeed want a new wingback. He does indeed want a new wingback. He has wanted a new wingback, but the club, the recruitment side of things, have told him he has to wait. You cannot get everything you want in one window. So he wants a new wingback, even though he was given one in January, guys. What does it mean for the likes of Dorgu? What does it mean for the likes of the new kid, Diogo Leon, for the likes of Ahmad? What does it mean, guys? We'll get into it. There's also talk, there's news that Casemiro people will be leaving in 2026. I think a lot of us in this chat, in this channel, on this channel, should I say, already kind of know. We've been hearing this. We know this. We understand Casemiro's contract runs up in 2026 anyway. So this might not be news to a lot of you, but he is leaving in 2026. Yesterday, we spoke about Harry Kane. We said it might be foolishness. We said the news might not be true. Your friend Ben Jacobs has come out today, and he has confirmed, guys, he has confirmed that the Harry Kane situation is indeed true. He is looking probably to come back to the Premier League at the end of the season. So we'll get into those details as well. We also going to talk about some opportunistic signings for the short term. Man United are saying that if there is any opportunity to sign somebody for the short term, they might do it. So we'll look at that. There's news about us, Man United, possibly signing two midfielders in the summer. Not a story that I really want to get into, but it is out there, guys. More midfield signing stories. And there's also an update, people, on Lemens. A lot of you have been saying, where is Lemens? Where is this Lemon? Where is he? Why isn't he playing? Apparently, we have updates. Could Lemens be starting on Saturday? We'll get into that as well. There is rumours about another player, guys. A player called Mohamed Dabo. He is a 17-year-old Senegalese midfielder. So we're just clearing up the rumours. Apparently, people think we're going to get him. But according to the information that I have, we are not going to get him. So we're just going to clear up the situation with regards to this kid, this Mohamed Dabo kid. And also to end, you know me, I like to end these sessions on a positive. We're going to look at some training pictures and have a conversation about the match on Saturday. This isn't your match preview. It isn't, but the match is 2 days away, guys. So we're going to have a conversation as we do about the match on Saturday. Brentford is going to be a big game. Mbumo goes back to his old club. There's a lot of stories intertwining, a lot of stories with the Brentford game. So as I said, guys, we're going to talk about our new signing first and foremost, the 18-year-old apparent wonder kid that we've just signed. We'll go and talk about AMORIM's stats. We'll go and talk about AMORIM wanting a wing back. We'll talk about Casemiro leaving. We talk about the Kane rumours and so on and so forth. So yeah, big up the chat. We'll run through all the news as we always do. We'll try to make it quick for you guys. Give you all the information, let you know exactly what everyone is talking about, so you guys know what these mutants, what these online mutants are talking about. That's all I do, guys. All I do is give you the information, let you know what the talk of the town is, let you know what the Man United fans around the world are arguing about, crying about, shouting about, whatever. It doesn't mean we have to respond the way they respond. But as long as we get the information and we know what's going on in the world, we are good. We are good. So big up the chat before we start on this Thursday show. TK in the building. What's up, T Kizzle? Jerry in the building. Shivs in the building. Big up everybody. I hope you are doing well. All right, people, let's talk about this kid. Who is this kid, people? Who is he? Why is everyone getting excited about this Colombian? Here we go. Ben Jacobs has weighed in, people. He has said that we, Manchester United, have agreed a deal with the Colombia under-17 international Christian Orozco when he turns 18. First of all, I want to say this, guys. I've said many times, why can't we get the next Baleba? Why can't we get the next Caicedo? What happened with Manchester United, just like everyone else is doing, just like Brighton are doing, going into these markets and getting the young best talent from these markets? I know Brexit happened, and I know a lot of our fan base might not want to do this, but we need to be doing this more. If we want to be efficient in the market and save money and not have to spend £100 million on a Baleba that cost Brighton only £20 million, these are the kind of things we need to do more often. And we need to also accept the fact that not everyone in a youth team is going to make it, guys. Only the exceptional from the youth team should make it. The youth team isn't just to produce talent for Manchester United. The youth team is also to make money. You need to sell talent. Not everyone is going to get in the first team. I know that's a side statement a little bit, but I want us to just keep doing stuff like this. Keep trying to get the best young talent in the world. Get a few JJ Gabriels. Get a few of them. Get a few of them and nurture them. Yeah, that's all. Let's read on, people. Let's read on. The defensive midfielder captained Colombia as they reached the final of the Under-17 South American Championships last spring. He is the captain of Colombia's Under-17 team, and he's 17 years old. We're buying a captain of the Under-17 team. So this is not a joke. He's not a joke, guys. He's not a joke. I've YouTubed it. So I'm not going to lie and say I've watched loads of games. I've YouTubed it. But he seems like he's not a joke, guys. He seems like somebody that we can nurture. We can. He's a central midfielder. He's right-footed. He can dribble. He can pass. He's strong. He's athletic. I've always said, guys, in AMORIM's system, the midfield two have to be Kante-esque. They have to be. They have to be. That's why he's not the biggest fan of Kobe Mainoo. Kobe Mainoo is more of a silky player. He's not an aggressive Kante type player, right? This tweet goes on to say one of the best young promising midfielders in the world is being reported that is close to joining. This is yesterday's tweet. He has joined. And it's also important. I know the tweet, as you guys can see on the screen, talks about Christopher Vivell. And this is why I said to you guys that I don't mind Christopher Vivell and Wilcox. I don't mind these guys. I don't mind the RB Leipzig guy coming to Man United. I don't mind the guy who's responsible for finding Sadio Mane, you know, Red Bull guy and RB Leipzig, they are very good in the African market, very good in the South American market. And Brighton are also very good in the South American market. I don't mind someone with that expertise, like Christopher Vivell coming to Man United and helping us sign these talented kids. That's why I always say, listen, I like the fact that we have Vivell. I really do. I really do. If it's heaven, a little 1 million for heaven, buying people like that, like this kid, and more signings that we will make, bring it on. Bring it on. Anyway, this is a piece, as you guys can see, from your friend, Benjamin Jacobs. I don't know why, I don't know how that started in this chat, Benjamin Jacobs, but that's his name now. That's his name. So yes, that's it. So Ben Jacobs has weighed in. Let's see what Ben Jacobs has said. It was a move driven by Christopher Vivell, and more broadly, there's a desire from United hierarchy to break into a new and to some extent emerging markets. Think of that, what you will, guys. Think of that, what you will. Orozco is a defensive midfielder, 17 at the moment, and he will join United when he's 18. He's a player for the future, but has a lot of attributes like right now, tenacious, fast, a ball winner, and can get into the pockets of space. A lot of people like to compare him to Claude Makelele. Guys, just be careful. I know, you know, I reported that people are comparing him to Claude Makelele, but as usual with young players, let's always, as much as I'm bigging him up based on what I have said and reporting what I've heard. I still think we need to chill. But anyway, move on. And on one hand, that's a huge compliment, but on the other hand, the new number 6 is far more than a Claude Makelele was. Which is true. Number 6 now in today's football has to do a lot more than what Claude Makelele did for Madrid and for Chelsea when he eventually moved there. It's also interesting to hear Ben Jacobs talk tactics like this. It always fascinates me. But he goes on to say that they don't just drop deep, they burst forwards, as well as what you'll see from Orozco is an explosive turn of pace, a very quick speed of mind, and a progressive passing in addition to all the other attributes. I mean, Ben Jacobs right there, guys. I ain't gonna lie, it sounds like a scout. And I'm like, Ben Jacobs, are you a journalist or are you a scout? These are definitely things that Ben Jacobs been told to say. Like, I do rate Ben Jacobs, but I don't think he's a scout like that for him to be saying these things. But guys, I know this might not mean a lot. He's one for the future. We don't have him now. He's coming in at 18. And when he does come in, he's not going to make a difference. He's probably going to play in the under 18s and all these things. But we've got a strong, up and coming, young midfielder. And we have signed him. He will come when he's 18. I believe it probably might be January. I'm not quite sure when he's 18. We can quickly find out now. So it'll either be in January, I assume, or at the end of the season. So listen, it's not something to get excited about. Don't cream your pants. But it is good. I think these are the signings we need to make. Football is changing. It is changing. So I'm fine with that. Anyway, let's quickly touch base with the chat. All right, he turns 18 in July, people. He turns 18 in July, so he will move in the summer. Big up Shivam, big up Jerry in the chat. Yep, that's him, Jerry. Shivam says, yep, cool. Big up. 3 sheets to the win, brother. I'm just enjoying the winning weeks. If we win Saturday, we are same points as Arsenal. Wiz, do you feel Baleba plus Walton will work together? I think we need only one of them and a playmaker with speed and agility. the thing about playmaker situation, guys, is that we literally play a system with 2 10s, apparently. 2 10s who are supposed to be the playmakers. So I keep saying the midfield 2 are not playmaking footballers. The midfield 2 are the Whartons and Belebas. They're the guys who can do everything. They're the guys who can run back and defend, have legs for days, pass the ball, keep the ball. They're not the playmakery type. I wouldn't put a 10 in the double pivot at all, the way that double pivot works, because the 10s are, or the more creative players are the 2 10s. But that's just the system. That's how I interpret the system anyway. If the same Burnley turns up that took on Poole, it will be a tough game, says Jerry. I agree with Jerry there. I don't think the Burnley game is going to be easy. TK says, I'd like to see United get 3 points, but realistically, TK, 1-1 draw. Do you know what, TK? Burnley's away, right? Sorry, Burnley. I keep saying Burnley. Brentford. I keep getting in my head. Brentford. I might take a draw at Brentford. I don't mind. But yeah, I think we should be looking at Anderson. Anderson is the type of baller that we need in that double pivot, if I'm being honest. Shivam says it will be 4-1 proper fashion of Brentford. Right, Shivam's optimistic. Big up Tin Lau. Yep, signing in July, end of the season. Tin Lau, when he reaches 18, that's when we will sign him. All right, guys. So that's the new kid that we've signed. Let's move on quickly. Run through all of the news so you guys know what the hell's going on in the world. So apparently the noises from Old Trafford is that last week, despite the troubles and everything that's going on, we still think there is progress. The people inside United are still looking at the stats, still looking at the data, and they're seeing progress. I think we spoke about this before. The data. And now they're writing articles about it. So we spoke about this, I believe, a week ago, to say that, listen, no matter how we feel, no matter what we're seeing with our eyes, if the data is looking a certain way, they're going to spin it. And maybe they don't need to spin it. Maybe some of you guys will argue that, yes, the data supports what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. Some of you guys might feel like he is doing a good job. Apparently, the people inside United, the hierarchy, are looking at the data and they are convinced that AMORIM is on the right path. That is essentially what is going on. So some of you might not like that news. You know, some of you don't like data and stats because sometimes they can be misleading. For instance, people, when Manchester City went 3-0 up, they stopped playing football. And after they went 3-0 up, our XG went through the roof. We had about 20 shots. We didn't look like we're going to score. But that's what I mean when I say data is, be careful how you interpret data. Because a lot of our XG has come from that Man City game where Man City just stopped playing football. So I'm just here to tell you guys that this is what's going on. This football that we play is becoming more data driven than ever before. Like it or hate it, this is where we are going in football. Americanized in a way, just purely data, no aesthetics. That's why football right now, guys, looks so ugly. The football that we see around the world has never looked so crap. It's because nobody cares really about the football. It's just data. So that is that, people. I don't know what you guys feel about that at all. But yeah, I mean, some of these stats really makes us look good. You know, rank 1, rank 2. But also remember, guys, this is what Arsenal did. When Arsenal used to do the whole, we are top in terms of shots, or we're top of the table in terms of this, or we're top of the table in terms of that. We used to say to Arsenal, shut the hell up. You're not top of the actual table. Stop recreating tables where you can feel good, where you are top. Stop re-engineering stats where you feel good because the actual table, you're not top. And Lord behold, we're doing the exact same thing as we cuss the Arsenal fans for doing. So let's look in the mirror sometimes and be careful how we use data. Just be careful, that's all. How you interpret it. Let's move on, people. Wing backs, you know, because at the same time as AMORIM clearly being supported, we also know that he doesn't get everything he wants. And I think that's a good thing. Some of you will say the club should purely recruit for the manager and give the manager exactly what he wants. I disagree, because if we do that, we are making the same mistake we've always made. I like the fact that we recruit not just for the manager. Yes, we take his opinion into account. When we buy a player, we ask him his opinion. But we recruit for the club. The club will last longer than the manager. The manager will come and go. The club will remain. The players will remain. I like the fact that he wanted Watkins, but we said, fuck off, you're going to get Sesko. Some of you don't like the fact that we got Lemons, even though he wanted Martinez. And he wanted a wing back, and we said, no, you have Diallo and you have Dorgu. We literally just signed you Dorgu, and you said yes to Dorgu. And now you want another one. And Ahmad is more than good enough. So I like the fact, guys, that yes, we do recruit and we want to help the manager. Of course we do. Of course they do. That doesn't make any sense. But not just for the manager. We're also recruiting for the club, for the longevity, for the health of the club. And I think that's the way forward. Most football clubs now, because managers are not the most important anymore, managers come and go every 2 years now. The recruitment director and the guys above him can technically manage a football team without a manager. I mean, technically speaking, we don't have a manager. We have a first team coach. A lot of clubs don't even have managers anymore. The structure of teams now, you're the head coach, which means you're a lot more easily replaced than ever before. Set up the structure so the manager can easily be replaced. So I think this is good that he's been told, in a way, it's good that our manager has been told to wait for a wing back. I don't know if you guys agree. And of course, if you disagree, please disagree and let me know why. I don't want the chat to be an echo chamber of just my opinions. It won't work that way. Should we move on, people? Let's move on to the other stories on your friend Casemiro. Just a quick one. We won't take too long on this one. I think most of you guys know what the hell's going on with Casemiro. I've heard news that Casemiro is going to be handed a new contract. When I saw that news, I just said, no, I'm not listening. I'm not even going to report it to my community because it's nonsense. I think we can all agree, especially the words coming out of Jim Ratcliffe's mouth about a year and a half ago when he was complaining about us making signings like Casemiro. Casemiro is not the best friend of Jim Ratcliffe. Let's put it that way. So I cannot see a world where we offer this guy a new contract. It doesn't make any sense. So just another tweet from a few journalists today saying that he is expected to leave next year when his contract comes to an end, which is fine. I think he's been a good servant for United. He's helped win us. We won 2 trophies. Casemiro, you can say whatever you want, but he will say he's come to United over 3 years and he's won 2 trophies. And he has helped us win both the FA Cup and the Carling Cup. Came here, won two trophies, and now he's gone. He can say that. You can say that. So I've got nothing more to say really about this. The Harry Kane situation, people, we spoke about this yesterday. And we poo-pooed it. We said it was bullock-a-doo-doo. There is no way. And even if there was a way, I think a lot of us in the chat yesterday said we wouldn't take him considering his age, considering where he is now in his football. He's also not what we want. If we actually look at the manager and we watch what he does and who he plays and understand his system, he's always going to prefer a Gyökeres, a Sesko. He wants somebody with agility, with pace to run in behinds, to stretch teams. Harry Kane at this stage, at this age, does not do that. The other day I saw Harry Kane drop into defense for Bayern Munich. I saw this guy drop where the back four was and pick the ball up from the goalkeeper. That's how far back I saw this guy. I was like, hold on a second. Why is Harry Kane doing this? This is wild. So I don't think we will ever touch Harry Kane. I don't think he's coming to Manchester United ever. But Ben Jacobs has confirmed the rumour is actually got legs, guys. It's got legs. So let's read this tweet. Let's read his quote word for word. If there's anything in that Harry Kane links to Man United, this is what he's talking about. I think there is. I'm not going to get anyone too excited so early. Kane has this release clause that was kept secret, and it's 65 million euros to my knowledge. So that's also, whenever someone says it's secret, but I know what it is, I'm always like, okay, all right, go on then, go on. Because, Anyway, after the World Cup, there is a realistic chance that Kane returns. I'm told Kane, when he moved to Bayern, had this idea that he would come back after Bayern at some point. So I guess he was told that after 2 or 3 years abroad, Harry Kane will come back. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We spoke about this. Maybe I should do a poll in the chat. I know if I asked you guys 3 years ago if you would take Harry Kane, maybe the answer would be yes. But I just have a feeling. I have a feeling if I asked you now, it might not be yes. It might not be. Would you take Harry Kane? I asked this question yesterday as well. TK and some others said no. They gave me a reason why. He doesn't fit in with what the manager wants to do. It doesn't fit into our system, which is clear and fair, you know. Big up Osman in the chat, my bro. Best use for a 33-year-old Kane would be semi-retired player, unofficial coach to take Sesko. Yeah, under his wing, essentially, is what Osman is saying in the chat, which makes sense. Which means, I mean, if that was going to happen, Oz, you're not going to pay him 200 grand a year, because Kane's going to want money. And if we're going to buy him as a semi-retired sort of coach to help players and all these things, you can't be paying him crazy money as well. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that, people. So that's the Harry Kane situation. Like I said, I don't know what the chat is saying. So guys, let me know your thoughts on that subject. Anyway, let's move on and talk about, what is this? Opportunistic signings, people. Opportunistic signing. I'm not going to lie to you before I even start talking about this story. Ruben Neves, no, not for me. 3-4 years ago when he was at Wolves, maybe, but not now. Not now. But Ben Jacobs, your favorite journalist, has weighed in. He says, keep an eye on opportunistic signings. 6 months out from a World Cup that want to make a step up or in some places return back. Ruben Neves, for example, is one to watch. He's a little bit older, so it would be more short term. I think there's concrete possibility that Neves will leave Al Hilal. That's cool. That's great. Great news for Ruben Neves. Great news for Al Hilal. Ruben Neves is not coming to Manchester United, guys. He's not. He cannot. He cannot. Even on a short term, even on a 6-month loan or something like that, I just can't see it. I really can't. We, during the summer, rejected a lot of short-term deals. We didn't want short-term stopgap midfielders. We didn't want stopgap anything. We said it's either Baleba or nothing. It's either Cunha or nothing. We were very, very sure and very, very certain in our recruitment. Why would we then start doing stopgaps again? How would we go from no stopgaps in the summer, only serious long-term signings, hence why we wanted Lemons over Martinez, to a month in the season, we're now looking at stopgaps? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just questioning the validity of this from Ben Jacobs. But it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know what you guys feel, but I feel like we can move on yeah, I feel like we can move on, guys, personally. Um, Alfred says, good. Yeah, big up Alfred in the chat, my guy, Alfred. I'm good, man. I'm good, Alfred. Oz says, fair to have question marks over the mentality, ambition of players who go Saudi League in their mid-20s. Yeah, that's true, Osman. As that as well. Why would he go Saudi? Of course, you're going Saudi for the money, not for anything else in your 20s. And life is short, I guess. It is what it is. A lot of people think about. I realize about football, guys, is that you fall in love with football when you're young. Yeah, by the age of 17, 16, you've been playing football since you were like 4, 3. Yeah, for almost all your life. There's a lot of footballers that fall out of loving football at a young age, but you know when you're really good at something, and you know it's going to make you loads of money, you just proceed. And while we look at it and we are fans of football and we get a buzz and we say things, if I was a Man United fan, I would run forever. If I was a footballer, I would die on the pitch. It's a job to some footballers. It's a job. And they're here for the money. Just like we go to work every day to get paid. If my boss is watching this, I love my job. I love it. But I'm there for the money. That's it. If I didn't need the money, I wouldn't be there. And a lot of footballers are like that. If you didn't get paid highly as a footballer, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't. So that's also that. Let's move on anyway. This is interesting from Ben Jacobs. So this might get you guys excited. It might get you guys excited. We spoke yesterday about midfield signings, and I said, personally, I'm not too interested in if we get this person in summer or whatever. We could have done it in the summer. Like, why are we talking about next summer? Why are we talking 12 months later when the season has just started? It sometimes frustrates me. But Ben Jacobs has said that there is a good chance, a strong possibility, people, that we in the summer or January and the summer get 2 midfielders in. And that, of course, leads you to think about Adam Wharton and Baleba. Or will it be Baleba and Anderson? Or will it be Wharton and Anderson? Or will it be neither of them and there's 2 new midfielders? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows, guys? But like I said, that is that news. We could be getting another. All right. All right. Ben Jacobs has spoken about Carlos Baleba, so we'll just go through this as well as a community to see what Ben Jacobs has said about Carlos. And let me know your thoughts, people, in the chat, if any. But he's come out with this information regarding Baleba. With Carlos Baleba, there's going to be 2 aspects. One is naturally the market pushing towards trying to sign him with multiple suitors, and Manchester United fans shouldn't be surprised by that. So, a bidding war, basically. You want there to be multiple suitors. You want there to be multiple teams trying to get him. So, 100 million, 110 million, you just keep up in the price, bidding war. That is a possibility. Yes, we are aware. He goes on to say that the second aspect is obviously the price, which I just said. And even though many may feel 100 million is a lot of money and something that could get a deal done, Brighton's data and Brighton's approach is to think this is a player that might be a Moises Caicedo type fee. 150 million or more in 12 months time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I read that, I'm thinking, hold on a second. A Moises Caicedo type fee is not 150 million. A Moises Caicedo type fee is 100 million. Moises Caicedo cost 110, right? And he, at that point, did more for Brighton. In my opinion, at that point, he was doing more for Brighton than Carlos Baleba is doing. Put it this way. Carlos Baleba's not playing well, really, and he's missing games. He's getting subbed, but Brighton are still playing well, or at least doing their thing. They couldn't do that without Caicedo. If Caicedo was missing for Brighton, you would see it. You would see it. I know that £100 million is too much for Baleba. I've seen enough of Baleba to know that he's good, but 100 million is too much. Now that Ben Jacobs is quoting 150 million or more in 12 months' time, if it's anywhere near that fee, United will not get him and will walk away and will go towards an Anderson, go towards a Wharton. There's no way. There is no way we're going to pay anywhere near that much for Carlos Baleba, especially considering how he started the season as well. So, very, very interesting news, people. Very, very interesting. Big up Alfred. Let me see what Alfred is saying in the chat. Love Douglas Luiz. I wanted him to come to United. He's just so compact and mobile, and Baleba shouldn't be signing, by the way. Anderson was lit against Betis, said Alfred Gideon. I agree with Douglas Luiz. I feel like on a loan signing for 6 months of Douglas Luiz would have been fine for us. Would have put United in a much better position. So I agree with that 100%, Alfred. But I do like Baleba. I would sign Baleba, but if we're talking anything more than 100 million, especially with the lack of Anderson and other players emerging, I would be like, maybe not, people. All right, let's move on. Le Mans, guys, you have been talking about Le Mans. Some of you have been disgruntled with the fact that Le Mans was a goalkeeper signed, but he has not featured. He isn't even playing, and we still playing with Bayern. TK says Baleba's value is nicely declining because it's clear that mentally he has checked out. I think he can be had for 60 to 70 million, especially if he speaks up and says he wants United. Boom. I agree with TK. And TK, like I said, if they try to say 110, if they go anywhere near that, we'll just walk away. Like, I think enough has happened now for them to see that he's kind of checked out. He's not with it. So you can keep him all you want. It's best to let him go. It's best to sell him. So I'm hoping that we will get him for a cut price deal. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know for sure. That's the thing. But I hope that United are not taken advantage of. I hope those days are just done. I hope they are. Alfred says, even if he's a 200 million player, if he fails to perform or any mistake he does, we have the likes of Haters Central and Haters praying new recruits. Yeah, Alfred is right. Also, Alfred, I keep saying this, we got to protect our players, guys, because Wirtz costs 150 million pounds and he's not doing anything. He isn't. But you don't see Liverpool fans killing him or trying to destroy him. Like, so many other teams can spend crazy money, yeah, like on Nunes for Liverpool, he's not that good. And they don't get all the hate, all the memes that we do when we make our signings. Declan Rice, 110 million, he's never worth it. I don't care what nobody says. The way that Arsenal fans killed us for Paul Pogba, World Cup winning Paul Pogba, one of the best midfielders we've seen in the Premier League, Paul Pogba, and yet try to convince us that 110 million pounds Declan Rice, listen, I'm not saying Declan Rice is a bad footballer. He's good. But they talk about Declan Rice like he's a world-class. Anyway, I'm digressing. But as you can see, guys, Le Mans on your screen. Simon Stone, not my favorite human being, but he's a respected journalist. And he has said that sources, so not even him, but sources that he's spoken to have been impressed by Le Mans in training and the overall view of him. His attitude, his positivity. United have been impressed. Le Mans is described as having a calm presence. Don't forget what I said, guys. I don't want an erratic. I need my goalkeeper to be autistic as hell. I need him to just be dry, calm, and relaxed, because that disseminates into the team. I don't need him to be erratic and shouting and point. I don't need no. Just chill. And he comes across dry as hell. When I hear him speak, he's very dry. I don't mind that, guys. I don't mind that at all. Calm presence, as being mature for his age, and is taking his new surroundings in his stride. He has already got somewhere to live. Good. So has stepped out of a hotel life. So some propaganda, some positive prop for our goalkeeper going out there by the journalists, saying that he's good, he's calm under pressure, he's moved out. All of these things, listen, positive propaganda, good. Put it out into the ether, put it out there. I don't mind this. But what does it mean? Is he starting against Brentford? Is it time now, people? Is it time now, people, for us to see this goalkeeper in action? £25 million, I think. Or was it £21 million? But 25 million euros. Either way, is it time, people? Is it time to see this goalkeeper? TK says 110 million only if it's Canadian Canadian dollars. Alfred says Cass costs 70 million and Ed Woodward has blood on his hands, and signing Cristiano, failing to sign De Jong. What were they doing? Yeah, it's, when you think about that stuff, imagine we spent that 70 million pounds on like 2 young up and coming midfielders. Listen, I like Cass, I do, but we shouldn't have spent 70 million pounds on him. We shouldn't have, as much as I like him. So, did we do a reverse Chelsea against Chelsea by selling Garnacho? Listen, Alfred, that's all I wanted. I don't like Chelsea. I say this all the time. Chelsea's a team, yeah, that I don't like how they operate. Maybe there's a bit of jealousy. Maybe the way they churn out players all the time and keep churning and keep churning and keep buying 20 young players and then sell 20. I don't like that. What kind of model is that? It's like a farm. It's like a farm there. It's a weird club. It's a weird club. And you think that they're going to get closer to winning the league. And I bought them. I thought Chelsea could do something this year. But the more I watch Chelsea play, the more I'm like, all this stuff you guys are doing, all this illegal stuff you're doing, you're getting fined left, right and centre for doing all this illegal stuff, Chelsea. But you're not getting any better. You're not. I mean, they can argue they won the Club World Cup. So you can argue they are getting a bit better. But domestically, I don't know, people. I don't know. Anyway, back to Le Mainz, and this is the question I'm asking. According to sources inside United, Le Mainz will make his debut against Brentford, people. Samuel Luckhurst. So what happens if he doesn't make his debut against Brentford? I want everybody to go online and at Samuel Luckhurst and say you're a liar. You're a liar. But Samuel, until you've actually lied, I will listen to you. If he doesn't appear on Saturday afternoon against Brentford, I'm going to ask you, where are your sources, Samuel? Who told you that this guy was going to start? Anyway, let's read his tweet. Let's continue reading this damn tweet. He apparently will make his debut against Brentford. The reason for this decision by Ruben Amorim is because since Sen arrived, nobody has been able to score past the lad they have nicknamed the Iron Dome. There's a few things I want to say about this. So this tweet is saying that he will start against Brentford. Samuel Luckhurst, he will start against Brentford because in training, nobody has managed to score against him. First thing I want to say is, knowing what's going on in the world right now and conflicts, I don't know if it's wise to call him the Iron Dome, considering what the hell is going on in the world right now and who actually has an Iron Dome. So let's just be careful. There's loads of other things we can call him, but it is what it is. I don't care too much about that, but I just thought, that's interesting. Secondly, one thing I thought, guys, was, how are you in training playing games in training and nobody's scoring past you. Everyone gets scored against. I mean, an attacker or striker or any attacking player in training, they're packing you out. They're smacking that ball into the top corner. They're putting that ball into the bottom corner. In training, everybody scores. It's not like in a match where the pressure of the game, the fans and all these things is a reason why a lot of players can't replicate their training into the game. It's a different environment. But when you're training, you're bearing all the chances. So you will fail, absolutely fail, to convince me that this guy's been here for 2-3 weeks, yeah, in training, and not one single person in training has scored past him. All the 5-a-side sessions we've had, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he's not once let the... Come on, guys. Come on. You know, when you see stuff like this, nobody has been able to score past him, unless he's only had one training session, right? And it's been for 5 minutes, and he was in goal for 5 minutes, and he stopped all the shots. But if you're constantly training every week with the lads, and you're in goal when we played 11 versus 11 and all these things, nobody's scoring past you? Come on. Come on. Don't take United fans so stupid. We're not dumb. You don't need to lie to convince. Like, let's say that he's done well in training and so he deserves a start. Let's not do that. That's my only thing, guys. However, yeah, I think most of us, you know, I can speak on behalf of the chat. Let's see the kid. Let's see what this guy's got. Why not? I know TK wants to start him, right? So I'm up for it. Let's start Lemens. We got him for a reason. Listen, you can't be saying that nobody scored past him. This is why I don't like it as well. It's like, let's lower our expectation. Let's not be tweeting that nobody scored past him in training. Like that matters. Like it matters, people. That's what I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, people. So let's move on. Mohamed Dabo. So this is a clarification on Mohamed Dabo, a player that I think a lot of you have heard about. So apparently, guys, we're not getting him. We're not getting this Mohamed Dabo, guys. So let's read the tweet. Man United's coaching staff have reportedly been impressed Mohamed Dabo's all-round skills. Yeah, good. So he was on trial. He was on trial here, and we have been impressed. Clean tackling, good vision apparently, composure and ball control, leadership, tireless work, and progressive passing and pace control. Great. I don't know what half that stuff means, but good. These are described as rare qualities in a player his age, which is why United are interested in his profile. The president of B Sport Academy is currently in England to finalise discussions with Man United over a transfer. So this is why everyone got excited, right? I get it. This is why everyone got excited. But, you know, I did my little thing, looked around, did my little research, did my thing, as you know. Apparently I saw this. Man United are not expected to sign the Senegalese midfielder Mohamed Dabo. The report stresses it's not unusual for the Red Devils to be used in a transfer or in transfer reports to give agents leverage in negotiations. So I'm not sure how many people in the chat knew about this kid, heard about this kid, knew that he was on trial, but we did, I think, on this channel mention that he was at Manchester United last week having a trial. So you guys knew about this kid because, you know, I told you. We're not getting him. We're not signing him, apparently. And that's it. We're not signing him. Big up Eddie in the chat. Alfred says, thoughts on the South American DM we signed. Alfred, rewind and go back to the beginning of the show. I'm joking. I'm not going to do that. If I was a bigger channel, I'll be like, Alfred, rewind the damn show, Alfred. But, yeah, I mean, I spoke a good 10 minutes about him at the start of the show. I said that it's about time, Alfred, that Manchester United go back to signing young players, young talented players around the world, rather than sign the next Baleba, rather than signing Baleba from 100 million for Brighton. Now, let's find the next one. We used to have a good academy. We used to have good scouting systems. We used to scout in Brazil. We love to scout in Portugal. You know, Nani, Anderson, whatever. But we stopped doing that. We stopped buying really, really good youngsters. We stopped buying potentially world-class youngsters from abroad. I don't know why. Len Euro, we've gone back to that. He's expensive. And plus, we don't have a lot of money. So this is good strategy from Man United to start doing stuff like this. Even if he's not ready, you send him on loan. Listen, I've always said, guys, why do we not use our loan system? Back in the day, we had so many players on loan, and when they came back, we used to go, so who's improved? Who's improved? You, come join the first team. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. And I've also spoken about the fact that Vivell, when it comes to African markets, Vivell, when it comes to South American markets, I'm happy. I'm happy with him because Leipzig are good at finding these little gems. They are. Brighton are good at finding these little gems. And I've always said in this chat, with the likes of Vivell, we are going to do a lot more of this. So get ready, guys. This is just the flipping beginning. We know what Vivell's on. We should know, because I keep talking about it. His reputation precedes him. Let's say that. So I'm all good. I'm all good with these talent. Listen, I'm not going to say he's the next this and next that. Even though everyone's calling him the next Makalele, he looks good, guys. He looks good. But I'm not one of those people who get excited over young players. Because I know to make it as a footballer, it's about timing. It's about who's in front of you. It's about the position you play. It's about the system. It's about so many things. So many things. So we've got him now. We're going to make the deal permanent when he reaches 18, which is summertime. He'll be over here. I don't mind sending him out on loan. Maybe give him 6 months training with the first team. And after 6 months training, send him to a championship team. Maybe. I don't mind that. But we need to start doing more of this. So that's my thoughts, my general thoughts on that player, guys. Let's see what TK's saying. Big up Eddie. Lemons or lack of is why shirt was. Yo, big up TK. Big up TK. TK, get your shirt back. Get your lick back. What do you think of these potential new signings? I think I've answered that, Eddie. Dabo. I'll do Barcelona want Dabo. Eddie. Okay, interesting. So they could be using us. They were using us then for the Barcelona deal, Eddie, I assume. Gideon says, always liked Zidane, Iqbal. Yeah. Dan Gore. Oh, yeah, Delhi. Yeah, see, the thing is, guys, we use players. This is what should happen. In order to make it into Manchester United first team from the academy, you have to be exceptional. We have to let go of the idea that every single academy player needs to make it. We can't be attaching ourselves too much with these academy players. That's another reason why I don't always watch academy football that much. And I'm always saying, listen, just let me know when he's ready to play. Because we've seen so many, with so much talent, fail. So the academy isn't just there for us to nurture players. It's also there for us to get money, to sell players. That's what it's there. It's there for that as well, right? So it is what it is. I'm gonna leave you guys with some training pics. Sesko flying in the air like a flipping Superman. This guy is proper Ibrahimovic. The way, listen, he's not as good as Ibrahimovic. Before any of you guys kill me, yeah, I'm not saying he's as good, but his style reminds me of Ibrahimovic. Look at that. That's insane. He just looks, because he's so tall, yeah. He looks crazy doing it. But United released a training video today. Some nice propaganda to just get us in the mood to get us in the sort of anticipation, excited for Saturday. Yeah, it works. It works. It gets my dopamine. It gets my dopamine bubbling. And it kind of works on me. Ain't gonna lie, look at our guy, TK's favorite guy, Mainz. Oh man, imagine Mainz starts against Brentford and lets in 3 goals. Oh gosh, guys. Oh, imagine people. Imagine. Oh, our fan base doesn't have any chill. The only time our fan base has chill is for the manager. They sing the manager's songs. But if a player does badly, look at Ahmad. After everything that's happened, you can tell, yeah, everyone's involved, yeah, in that picture. And look at Ahmad on the side. Look at him. I'm like, bro, we can't be doing this to our players, bro. Yeah, this. I love you some. Oh man. Also, guys, Dallo is back. Dallo is back. So what does it mean for wing back positions? We know the manager might start Dallo, but for who? Dallo on the right or Dallo on the left? Dallo for Dorgu, Dallo for Ahmad. Please, manager. Dallo does not need to play wing back. Mazraoui does not need to play wing back. I like Mazraoui. He's technical. I like him. But play him at the right centre back if you have to play him. Play attacking players at wing back. I beg of you. Alfred said, don't think Ahmad's the guy who takes the hate speeches as a motivation. Yeah, Alfred, I've said this, yeah. I've said the reason why I love Fergie, because Alex Ferguson has the ability to know how to motivate. Everyone's motivated differently, Alfred. None of us have the same brain. Some of us need to be slapped in the face and told to fix up, and then we're like, oh, damn. Some of us slapped in the face and we're like, don't hit me. It doesn't mean you're weak. I don't like the idea that if you can't do this, you can't handle this, then you're not a mate. Like, I'm not saying that's what you're saying, Alfred, but I've seen that. I've seen that if you can't handle this, I'm like, listen, bro. You're essentially saying if you can't walk into a house on fire, then don't have a house. But why does the house need to be on fire? It's like, why does the environment need to be so toxic? Why? You know, the problem is with Ahmad, yeah, and the problem is with people, we don't understand the history of people. Let me tell you something about Ahmad. And I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, because these words will probably make sure that this video doesn't get pushed. So what I'm going to say is this. Ahmad as a child was human. Yeah. When you're in traffic. Yeah. Across borders. None of you guys know what it's like to be human. That's what happened to Ahmad as a child. He has gone through the more trauma than we can ever imagine. He has no family. Nobody knows this about Ahmad. But we don't humanize footballers at all. We don't care if they're human or not. This is their job. So all I'm saying, guys, sometimes, just sometimes, when people are out there trying to get on your players, especially when you know this player, Amad Diallo, is the only wing-back in the history of wing-backs to score a hat-trick. He scored a hat-trick last season from wing-back. He scored those 2 goals against Man City. When you know how talented a player is and how good he is, and you see your fan base doing what they're doing, just sometimes be like, let's not do that. Just let's not. Just let's not. So, that is some information about Ahmad that we need to understand and we need to know. Whether it changes anything, whether it changes people's approach, I don't know. But it's just good to know. Know your players. Know your players and know how to motivate them. Everyone is motivated differently. And it's okay. This idea that we all need to be the same, we all need to be able to handle fire, we all need to... No, Nani couldn't do it. Nani lasted 10 years at Man United and Fergie treated him differently. Fergie coddled him. We all heard the Nani story and I'm always going to use it. And it's okay. It's okay. Right? That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say, guys. Anyway, Anyway, he's having fun there. Gangsta for life. I feel like when you know how good a player is and they're not having a good time, and the season's just started, it's only been 3 games. Yeah, just 3. And not many other people are not playing well either. So it's not just him. Why pick on him? Why use him as a scapegoat? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. More training picks. This guy's a beast. Look at Diogo Leon. This guy looks like flipping. He's 25. This guy's 17, looking 25. You know, look at this guy, looking bigger than me. Get out of there. Cunha looks like he's back as well, people. So, all right. Before we go, guys, this is not your match preview. The match preview is tomorrow. The manager will do his press conference tomorrow. That's when we're going to know so much. We're going to find out potentially what the team is, what his mood is. Loads of juicy questions will come out the press conference. So tomorrow is the match preview. However, let's quickly, before we go, look at what I believe the team could be. What I believe the team could be on Saturday. That is what I believe the team could potentially be, as you guys can see. We've now heard news that Mainz could start, right? We've seen that Mainz could start. Journalists are talking about it. Jacobs is talking about it. Man like Jacobs, not the biscuit, but Ben. And yeah, I would go potentially with that back 3. We've seen Maguire in the middle and De Ligt at right centre back for the last 2 games, but I'll go with that. I think he will play that back 3. Casemiro is suspended. So based on his rules, based on the manager's rules of Casemiro, Ugarte, Bruno, Kobe, surely Ugarte must now play instead of Casemiro because he is the DM. So I'm going to go with Ugarte up front. Dallo is back, but I hope he doesn't start Dallo. I hope he goes more attacking. So I hope Ahmad and Dorgu play. And I think, guys, it is time we see this front 3. We haven't seen it yet. This is our new front 3, and the manager has deprived us of it over the last 5 games. I think it's time to finally see this front 3. It will be very, very amazing to me if he starts Xerxes. If he starts Xerxes, I would say, Amorim, you surprise me, but I don't think he will. This is the front 3 I want to start. I'm scared, very, very scared that he will start Mason Mount, Cunha and Mbeumo. I'm frightened of it. Absolutely terrified. But I think there's a good chance, guys, we could see this team on Saturday early afternoon. Eddie says, I think no, read up. Dallo back equals B's 2 United 1. Eddie says, I think Brentford would show if we have turned a corner or not. I agree, more than a Chelsea game, because Chelsea don't beat us at Old Trafford. We usually do well against Chelsea. It's usually the Brentfords, the mid-table teams. They're going to be the sign, guys. They're going to be the sign. TK says, oh no, the Wiz lineup. TK don't like the lineup, TK. This is what I think he's going to do, by the way, guys. This is not necessarily what I would do. Eddie says, I think the latter. Why could Mainz start over Bayern there? Or why would, or why could? Eddie missed the show. But Eddie, the talk of the town from the journalists is that Mainz will start. I'm only basing it on what we have been discussing and what Samuel Luckhurst and all these other guys have been saying today. They, the journalists, are convinced that Mainz will start. So I'm putting them in because of what they're saying. That's it, really. That's it. Eddie says more like Mount starting. Eddie, I hope not. But you might be right. Based on what the manager has done previously, there's a good reason, and there's a good possibility that Mount starts. So I feel like the only change I can see to my lineup that the manager will make on Saturday is maybe start Mount instead of Sesko and do that fluid front three thing that he's been doing. Or maybe starting Dallo in one of those wing back positions, probably instead of Dorgu. I feel like that's the only change that he could potentially make to this team, if all the journalists are right and Lemens starts the game. Osman, Arsenal fan, so I must caveat that. Make sure you guys know. Go and attack Osman in the chat. No, I'm joking. He's my bro. Don't do it. I'll beat you up. Sesko must do something in the next game to avoid the dreaded. Oh, I don't think Sesko has played all the games. He didn't play the first 2 games for us, Osman. Or the first 3 games actually. He might have come on. He might have come off the bench for the once or twice, but I feel like he's maybe had like 2.5 games altogether, I think, for United. Oh, I lied. Yeah, but he said 6 games, but I know he hasn't started all the games because I know we've started Mount, Cunha, and Mbumo at least twice. So yeah, he's only started 3 games, Sesko. Yeah. See, stats, man. Stats are misleading. Stats are misleading. Anyway, guys, that is, like I said, it's not the pre-match show, but I thought I'd just put it out there in the ether. In the ether, we'll talk more about the game. We'll talk more about Brentford tomorrow. Like I said, the manager would have had his press conference, so we'll do the press conference reaction. And I'm telling you guys, this manager, I feel like he needs to be quiet sometimes, because we know he's going to be saying some shit. We know this manager is going to say something in a press conference that's going to be like, oh my gosh, AMORIM, sometimes I hate the players. Sometimes I love the players. Sometimes I want to quit. I'm like, shush, AMORIM, shush. See, this is TK. TK goes from being a bit pessimistic and saying, you know, let's relax ourselves. Let's chill ourselves. And now he's saying, Sesko's not even scoring yet. Cunha's not even scoring yet. We're not. Let me add to what TK is saying. And no, he didn't say this, but I'm going to add to it. There's no cohesion yet. We're not linking up well yet. It's still the beginning, and we are 11th. Tied with City and above Newcastle. Wait till Sesko heats up. That is optimism, TK. Inject it in my veins. That's good, man. This, like I said, I'm a bit pessimistic. So when other people are a bit more optimistic around me, I like that. I like different minds, different opinions, man. That's what the world is all about. So that's where we are, people. That's where we are. This is just Friday, and then we wake up Saturday morning, 12:30, whistle blows, kickoff. So we are close. This is what it's going to feel like for the rest of the season. No midweek games. 1 game a week. I've said this to you guys already, and this 1 game a week is good and bad. It means every single game feels like a cup final. Every single game is highly anticipated. We have to wait around for a full week to play football. It's good and bad, guys. It's good and bad. It's good and bad. But chase that optimism dragon. All right, today's MVP is Alfred Giddles. Okay, let me not do it. I can't do that to everyone's name. Alfred Gideon. Your name is good enough for me not to butcher it, bro. So Alfred Gideon, Moff Gideon, man like Moff Gideon in the Mandalorian. It's a Mandalorian, right? Yeah, bro. Listen, if you guys ain't seen the Mandalorian, wait, have I seen season 3 of Mandalorian? It says season 3. I've seen season 1 and 2, definitely. It's season 3 of Mandalorian when Luke Skywalker comes in. Is it? I can't remember. But either way, Mandalorian's a big boy series. It's a 6 series. I like it. Enjoyed it. Din Djarin. All right. That's it, people. That is your show today. Big up everyone in the show. The Thursday show, we did 1 hour. Well done to everybody who took part, who had conversation, who was speaking. Thanks for the interactions. Yeah, man, sick interactions. Big up everybody. Jerry, TK, Shivs, Osman, TK, Eddie. I've also seen your comment. Eddie, I saw your comment as well on the other video about the show. Don't get it twisted. Don't think I haven't seen the comment. I'm just working certain things out, but I might get back to you, bro. I'm just working some things out at the moment. So yeah, I saw your comment, Eddie. Don't watch that. Check the Mandalorian feature movie trailer. What? There's a Mandalorian movie? Why is there a Mandalorian movie? Oh, so there were 3 seasons of Mandalorian, right? I don't really understand this, bro. How have they managed, Disney, to do like an hour hours and hours and hours of a whole series, and then say go to the cinema and watch this 2-hour movie? Yeah, 3 seasons of this. The Mandalorian and let me read this. The Mandalorian and Grogu, a feature film, is in development and will serve as a continuation of the series. I don't. Sorry, I don't know how I feel about that. TK, how you feeling about that? Having watched like 3 series or something, and then I'm assuming you've watched it, but then a movie's in the works. I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, big up Eds. Big up Eds. Yeah, I'll get back to you, bro. All right, people. Yeah, that's it. Big up, people. Big up, everybody. What's the poll saying? What's the poll saying? Only 6 votes, man. All right. Yeah, nobody wants Kane. I've just checked the poll, guys. The Harry Kane poll, and it's only 6 votes. But I mean, usually when I do a poll, there's a lot more than 6 votes. And if there's 6 votes, it means you guys don't give a French. Mandalorian and Dogu. Yeah, man, or Doku. The Mandalorian and Doku. Because listen, I always get Dogu and Doku mixed up anyway, so we might as well add Doku to it. Anyway, guys, big up yourselves. It's Thursday, 1 day to go until it's a horror flick. Oh no, it's a horror flick, you know. And Dogu's a bad guy as well. That's funny. Anyway, guys, big up, man. Big up, people. Remember to smash a like and all these things. My tactical analysis video is doing well, so don't forget to check out my tactical analysis video. Count Doku. Yeah, that makes sense. Count Doku, bro. Is it me? Yeah. Is Doku having a Doku's playing? Listen, the first few seasons, the first season or 2 of Doku, I was like, this guy is erratic as hell, bro. I don't like erratic footballer. I don't like the Saint Maximums, the Traores, these wingers that are just like quick and speedy, but they dribble the ball out of play. And I like smoothness. It's techie. But this season, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This season, Doku's balled out. This season, yeah, Doku is feeling himself, bro. And I'm gonna have to take back what I've said about Doku, because one thing that a lot of teams don't have now is unpredictability. If you watch Arsenal, if you watch some of these teams, it's just like so predictable. Players like Doku who are just like spontaneous, who just do a weird little wiggle of their foot and just jinx part. Listen, unpredictability now, especially in the final third. Woo! Listen, Doku, I might have to take some of what I said about Doku. He's looking all right, guys. Like you have to give credit. He's looking all right. Dogu tries to kick Mandalorian's shins, but the armor renders it ineffective. Husband's funny, bro. Eddie said, what do you think of Anthony yesterday? I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Anthony hasn't changed the way he plays. The way Anthony plays football, it's just how he plays football. It's just, I understand that some footballers and the way they play are not conducive to the way United play, or not conducive to the Premier League. So I've always said, guys, that Anthony can't, no player can go from good to rubbish to good. He's always been good. When a player doesn't succeed here at Man United, I don't get angry, because I've seen many players, even some of the best players like Veron come here and not succeed. It happens, and it will keep happening and keep happening. That's why it's football. I thought Anthony played well. But I've seen him have those sort of games for Manchester United. I have. Maybe not all the time. Inconsistent. But we don't play the way Anthony likes to play. We don't. So that's it. You know, I'm not always, looking at all the ex-players. I'm not always following the ex-players. But I just wish him luck, man. I think he will improve. Don't forget, Anthony's at 24. He's at 24, 25. He's young still. Yeah, I mean, Real Betis calling him a GOAT though. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. But it is what it is, man. I ain't one of those guys, yeah, who get angry and beef ex-players who go on to play football. So I just wish everybody luck. I'm not a hater like that. If you're not playing for my football club anymore, go and enjoy your life. I wish you luck. I'm not going to do hate watches and all of these things, So yeah, Anthony is cool. Anthony's a good footballer. He's a good footballer. Eddie says he balled out. I can't lie. Was thinking, why did we let him go? I never understood why, when our new manager came in, AMORIM, why he shunned Anthony. When a new guy comes in and everyone's supposed to be given a clean slate, I never understood why AMORIM came in and didn't play Anthony once. I've always said, yeah, that I think, yeah, he was told when he first came in by certain people who have higher up that these are the players that we do not want. It's nothing to do with Anthony's ability, because there's no reason, guys, why Anthony didn't play wing back. Don't forget, let's not pretend and let's not make things up here. When Anthony, the few times Anthony played wing back and Ahmad played 10, when they were together on the same pitch, we looked good. That side looked good. Where Ahmad and Anthony were playing, it was good. I remember whenever we played those two, something happened. And I kept saying to myself, what is stopping us from playing Anthony at wing back? Is it his wages? Is it because he's getting paid 200 or whatever, and we bought him for whatever it is? We want him out the club. I never really got it. I've always said to people, listen, just because the football club wants you out, it doesn't mean I need to hate you. The football club created a bomb squad so the fans could hate them. Just because a club could not want a player for multiple reasons. It doesn't need to be footballing reasons. It could be financial reasons. Everyone in that bomb squad was there for a different reason. Garnacho was there because of his attitude. Anthony was there for different reasons. Rashford was there because maybe his work ethic. Everyone was there for different reasons. Malacia didn't do anything wrong. Malacia didn't do anything wrong apart from being injured. But we all grouped them together and we all just did what we did to the bomb squad. That's why I was like, I don't even like the term bomb squad. And now, guys, if you listen, the fans are creating a new bomb squad already. So I know I'm, going off topic a little bit, but it is what it is. Doku is a baller, says TK. Speed to burn, puts in a decent effort and makes his defenders sweat. Yeah, I can't disagree with what TK is saying. I can't. Doku is feeling himself. Like the way that Doku plays now, what it is, yeah, I saw him as a winger, touchline winger. It's a fact that he's now coming in field, yeah, and finding little gaps between the lines now. I'm like, why is Doku doing that? Like he's behaving like a 10. I'm like, bro, okay, Doku. Okay, you're not just a Saint Maximum. You're not just like one of those kick the ball and run wingers that I can't stand. He's got something about him, Doku. Eddie says wingback ain't the one for these wingers. Osman says Anthony has talked pretty openly about mental health struggles in Manchester. Not the most vitamin D soaked place. He has better circle and supportive environment around him at Betis. It shows. Oz, thank you for Oz. Because Oz, I think people always forget, especially in this country, how hard it is to adapt to the country, we forget it. I think we're so conditioned for instant success, instant gratification, instant dopamine. We don't give anyone a chance to settle in at all. No matter how good you are, we don't really. And he's gone back to an environment that's conducive to him playing football. I get it. Suggestion, straighten up. TK, I apologize. Sincerely. Anthony at wingback would be asking an uncharacteristic amount of defensive work out of him, in my opinion. I agree, Osman. I do agree, but because I've seen Ahmad do it, and Ahmad and Anthony play the exact same position. They play right forward, and I feel like Ahmad, the short little kid with hardly any strength, he's playing wingback and he's doing it well. That's why I'm thinking, and I've seen Anthony do it in a few games when he was here before we shipped him off. But I take your point though. It's not his natural position. Hence why we spoke about the manager today wanting wingbacks, right? The bomb squad. Eddie, I think the bomb squad, the first time I heard the bomb squad was actually Chelsea. I think Chelsea would have, for me anyway, the first team that started saying the word bomb squad, which was used for, I guess, some players that they didn't want. Players that they wanted to get rid of. But, yeah. So now it just stands for, I don't know, how would you define the bomb squad? Exiled players. You probably define the bomb squad as exiled players that the club desperately wants to get rid of, is the bomb squad. There are players that you could buy, like Kobe Mainu, if you approach us, but he won't be part of the bomb squad, if that makes sense. So I don't really enjoy the phrase bomb squad, because we are the community, guys, and I've said this, we are the kind of community, I don't mean us in this channel, but Man United fans, that will talk openly about how Ahmad is this and Garnacho's crap, whatever, bomb squad this, bomb squad that, while at the same time demand high fees for the players that you've been dragging through the mud. You saw Chelsea with their striker, what's his name? Jackson. When it was time to sell Jackson, Chelsea fans were just talking him up. We can't do that. How can we get fees for the players if they're part of a bomb squad? Anyway, guys, I'm going off topic, immensely going off topic. So big up the chat, big up the chat, big up the conversations, big up everybody, Osman, Eddie, TK. I know I'm very opinionated and strong with my opinions, so thank you for I guess tolerating me, more than tolerating me. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate all of you. Alfred, TK, of course. Yeah, man. New guys like Tin Lao, Shivam. Yeah, all right, guys. Big up. Have a good Thursday evening. We will be here tomorrow. Yeah, and then of course Saturday afternoon, man. We're back here. Saturday early afternoon for the Brentford game. Hoping that we do something. Hoping that we win. Yeah, Eddie, I'm with you. I think Xerxes will leave. There's no way, you can be the most sought after striker in Italy, the best striker in Italy, right? And then not even get a game. Cunha starts ahead of you as a striker. I think the manager is taking it's such a weird thing. We get told from the club that he's not for sale. He's here. The manager wants him. The manager needs him. The manager loves him. The club loves him. But we don't ever see him play football. Like, what is that about? What is that? Anyway, guys,